In this video, we are going to simplify this complicated looking square root with multiple variables. So the first thing we're going to do is break down the square root of 180. And we can do that by using perfect square roots. So the first perfect square root that can go into 180 evenly is the square root of 4, because 180 divided by 4 is 45. So now we can simplify this. Square root of 4 is 2 and bring down the square root of 45. And I can break down square root of 45 by 9, which is another perfect square root, because 9 times 5 is 45. So now again, square root of 9 is 3. And now I can multiply 2 times 3, which will give us 6. And then you bring down the square root of 5. And since both 6 and 9 is outside the square root, I can multiply them. So that will give me 54. And then leave some room for the variables. And then we have square root of 5. So for the variables, all you have to do is you want to know, for example, for n to the 10th power, there's an invisible index number of 2 for the square root. So all you have to do is take that exponent and divide it by 2. Or 10 divided by 2 is 5 evenly with no remainder. So now all you have to do is take n to the 5th, multiply by n to the 4th, which is also outside the square root. And when you multiply, add the exponents. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then for the next one, which is the square root of y to the 5th power with an invisible index number of 2. So we do the same thing. How many 2's can go into 5 maximum times, which is 2 times, because 2 times 2 is 4, and with 1 remaining. So this tells us that there are 2 y's outside with 1 y remaining inside. So now take this y squared multiplied by y with an invisible exponent of 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So there are 3 y's outside with 1 y inside. And the last one we're going to do is the square root of c to the 19th. And again, we want to know how many 2's can go to 19 maximum. Well, that's 9 times, because 9 times 2 is 18. And again, with 1 remaining. So this tells us that there's 9 c's outside with 1 c inside. So take this, multiply by c squared, so add the exponents. 2 plus 9 is 11, with 1 c inside. So since we're told that all the variables are positive, so this is our solution for this problem. Now, if you're not told, please make sure that you add the absolute value signs around the variables that have odd exponents, since we want to make sure that square root of any number must give you a positive result, not negative.